What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today I have for you the review of the 2023 Cadillac CT4-V Blackwing, and that is a mouthful there, so let's just kind of go over some of the features of this very high performance vehicle here. As we come around to the inside here, we do have black leather interior with this white stitching and this perforated leather down here. We do have an Alcantara steering wheel, which feels super nice in your hand. You have a nice leather seat with also the white stitching as well. Power seat. My favorite portion of the interior has got to be the red seat belts. They just make this thing a little bit more sporty. We have nice leather on top of the armrest as well. Carbon fiber bits here. Another one of my favorite features is you do get a V badge on your floor liners here. As we come around to the back seat here, we also do get red seat belts here, just not in the middle. Do have a nice drop down center cup holder here. You do have anchors in the back for car seats and speakers back there as well. This does have the 12 speaker premium 8 kg audio system here. If I sit back here, it's kind of like the previous CT4 I did a car review on. You do get a little bit less room for your legs back here, but you also have vents here, 12 volt socket here, super nice leather here, nice plush carpet as well. As we come around here to the trunk, we do have the highway safety kit as an added option back here. We don't have a spare tire, but we do have an inflator kit. We do have tow hook, fuel filler funnel. We do have a front plate bracket should you want to put that on. We do have these little pieces that you can put behind the brake rotors. It helps you when you're on the racetrack to help guide air in for better cooling. We do have these blocks. This is for when you were to transport the vehicle. You put these blocks in the front suspension and it raises the vehicle about 1.5 to 2 inches to help you get on the trailer. You do have your battery over here. As we come over here to the engine, we do have GM's 3.6 liter LFX twin turbo. Makes 472 horsepower, 445 pound-feet of torque. And I have to say, this car definitely rips and feels like it has that much power. Of course, it's still at its break-in point where it only limits the RPMs to about 4,500, but I have to say, once this thing breaks in, it's definitely going to be a complete monster. This thing just absolutely rips. I have to say I love it. And you know, pretty easy access to everything. Some new cars you don't. You do have brake fluid there, engine oil dipstick, engine oil cap. You can easily check your coolant there and fill your washer fluid here as well. And it looks like there's actually quite a bit of room in here to actually work. Most of these, when you stuff something this big and obnoxious in a vehicle, you don't really have much room to work on things. I also do like the added extra chassis bracing that even runs all the way back there just to help reinforce this car even more, because it just brings out all of the handling capabilities that this car, has. And there's not many cars that feel like this does on the street. This model also does have the 10-speed automatic transmission. There is an optional 6-speed manual as well for this vehicle. I've got to drive both, and I honestly have to say I enjoy them both. I mean, I would take either one of them, actually. As we come down here to the wheels, brakes, and suspension here, we do have an 18-inch premium wheel that has chrome here with some gray inserts. They look really stunning. They have even the V badge in there as well. We do have the V high performance brakes with the high performance brake option with a floating rotor, which you don't see a lot on street cars with Brembos. Floating rotor pretty much helps get rid of any vibration that may come from the rotors. It allows the rotor to walk, so if the rotors do get warped, you'll never feel it. We also have a McPherson double pivot suspension here in the front. As we come around here to the back, we do have a 4-pot V, also high performance caliper back here as well. This just has a solid rotor in the back. We do have the electronic parking brake here. The wheels back here also have the V engraved in it as well. This does have multi-link rear suspension, and we also do have an electronic limited slip differential, which when you corner in this, you can definitely feel how much it just brings out the cornering power in this vehicle. It's so amazing. So we're coming up on some corners here, and we're just gonna kind of see how this goes. Oh yeah, this is really nice. Pass these bikers here really quick. Yep, this thing just stays planted. It's really amazing how they just pulled out all of the suspension capabilities on this vehicle. GM really did a good job on this. I mean, you can just hug the road here. It's just insane. And that's with the suspension on stiff. And it just wants to grab and go and point. You just point and put your accelerator down and it goes. And the cool thing is, if you turn off V mode and put it into a softer suspension, it floats down the road just like a Cadillac. It does have the V performance suspension with mag ride control. It's really nice. I really enjoy this vehicle and how well it performs. Alright, it is time for the braking test. No one behind me, and... oh! God, I didn't think a car could actually brake that hard. This does have the V Performance Brembos on it with the high performance brake pads, and they just grab. They just grab. That's all I can say. They will stop this car. So just now I switched it over to just the regular tour mode, which softens up the suspension a bit, softens up the steering just so it's not nearly as responsive, makes the engine a little bit quieter, and just lets the engine upshift as well to be able to give you better fuel economy, stuff like that. And I'm just cruising down this road. It still wants to turn in very well, but it is just floating down this road. Like, I'm surprised that you can actually get that out of something with this stiff of a chassis. This thing just, it still hugs the road even with it being in this softer sense, just because the chassis is so stiff, but you're going over bumps and it's just absorbing them like they're not even there. It's a really smooth ride when you have it in Tour. And then you switch back over to V, it opens up the exhaust valve and drops me down to 5th gear from 9th. And it's just ready to go. It's ready to just light a fire and just ready to battle. It's stiffened up the suspension, everything like that, and I really enjoy it. I really enjoy this vehicle a lot. Overall, as for fuel economy on this thing, you're supposed to get 16 in the city and like 24 on the highway. Right now I'm doing 52 miles an hour. I'm going up and down a bunch of different hills and stuff, and I have it in Tour mode, and I've probably been averaging closer to like 30. If I put it in V mode, I'll average definitely closer to 20, just because it's downshifted and it's letting the engine rev higher, it's using a little bit more fuel, it's just ready to go. While this in Tour mode, it's just relaxing drive, save fuel economy, stuff like that. You don't need to like get out into traffic or anything like that. You're not at the racetrack, but it still gets great fuel economy, I would say. of course, are red. They are supposed to match the key fob here as well. It does also have a V badge on it. And this vehicle, since it is automatic, does have remote start. You press lock at least once, click the remote start button twice, and it'll fire right up there for you. And then if you just hold the remote start button, shuts the vehicle right off. You do have a trunk button, alarm, and lock and unlock as well for you. Alright, so I'm going to go over some of the interior features here. This is your main general home screen here. We do have radio up here. If you have your phone connected down there, it'll show it. Shows you what you have your climate set to up here. You do have your map over here on the left. If we press this home button, it'll also take you to this middle page, which you could have just swiped over to as well. We do have audio, stuff like that. Do have phone. That's how you connect your phone as well. Navigation, Wi-Fi hotspot. It does have built-in Wi-Fi as well. Say if you're like on a road trip and you need to use your laptop for some reason, you can definitely hook it up there. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, settings, you can go in and adjust a bunch of different things. A couple different apps. We do have PDR on this specific model because it does have a performance data recorder. What you do with that, you'll plug an SD card in right over here, and it does have a camera up here behind the rear view mirror. And it pretty much data logs everything that you do on the racetrack. And if you're like flooring it, cornering, anything, it records it and gives you basically a data log for everything. So if we click here, we do have video overlay, lap timing, different recordings. If you have your SD card in there, different settings. It tells you like you can put on automatic recording, video quality, everything like that. It is a pretty neat feature that they did add into this. What I also love about this, you do have your climate controls down here that you can actually use the buttons for, so you don't have to rely on this. It's one of my favorite features because on some of the older model Cadillacs you had to use everything through there and it was kind of a pain, and you didn't want to adjust your temperature or anything like that, but you can adjust temperature here. You know, you have like sync, AC, all that stuff. You can adjust fan speed if it's blowing at your feet, your face, everything like that. You do have heated seats on this model, parking assist, lane keep assist, and of course passenger heated seat there, and of course hazards there. We come down here to the shifter. This does have the Alcantara on it as well, just as with the steering wheel. You do of course put your foot on the brake, and you'll press the left side button here, click forward twice to go into reverse, pull back to go into drive, press the P to go into park. Since this is a more performance-oriented vehicle, you do have the carbon fiber bits all the way around the interior here. We do have this control here, which you can rock back and forth to select different page options. You can also twist it and click in on it as well. We do have a volume knob here, music here, navigation, back, phone, and then next if you have your phone connected you want to change songs there. So apparently with the V Blackwing and you have the Alcantara steering wheel specifically, they put the V button right here, because generally right down here you'll have the performance little rocker switch over here and then the V button down here, but with the Alcantara steering wheel they just have the V button right here, which if you press it, it will pop up with the V there. And then you can also go here and you can turn on V mode, change your steering, suspension, engine shift, brake feel, engine sound, and your performance traction management. What they do have wet, dry, sport, race 1, and race 2. Over here on the left side, we do have your regular cruise control buttons as well. Phone end, voice activation, heated steering wheel, gap for your adaptive cruise, and or front crash assist as well. This model does have heads-up display, and right now you can see the little miles an hour sign. If you're driving at night, right above it is a little Easter egg that gives you kind of a little Blackwing type logo, which I think is really cool. Right now you can't see it, but we do have miles an hour screen, your miles an hour with the speed sign screen as well, and we do have miles an hour with RPM screen as well. Down here we also have the mode button as well, so if we come up here you can go to My Mode, Snow and Ice, Track Mode, Sport Mode, Tour Mode, and then of course the button here is V Mode. Right here we do have a phone holder. We do have SD card slot for navigation, USB-C, standard USB, standard 12 volt, and a compartment here to put all of your essentials in there as well. Up here you do have a wireless charger, 2 cup holders, and then down here in the bottom of this, if your key fob battery dies, you sit the fob there, and the vehicle will recognize it and you'll still be able to start the vehicle. Overall, I really enjoyed this vehicle. It is rear-wheel drive, so you can shut that traction control off and do some slidey boys or some donuts or whatever you want. You know, take it to the racetrack and have fun with it. It's just overall a great vehicle, and you can also daily it because of how smooth it drives. I just really enjoy what Cadillac put into this vehicle for engineering, overall drivability, how it handles. It's just overall a great vehicle, and I personally would have one myself if I definitely could. I really, really enjoy. I cannot express how much this vehicle drives, or how well it drives. It's so amazing. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please like, subscribe, and share. Comment down below your thoughts on this vehicle or any other vehicles you'd like me to make a review on. I hope you guys enjoy your day, and I'll see you in the next one.